We are doing Kids Craft Lab today, and it's exciting for two reasons. One, because it's the holidays, and two, because we get to do some painting, yay, and printing. We are going to make our own homemade wrapping paper that if you've got a present to give to somebody for the holidays, you'll be able to wrap it with something you made as well. So let me show you the supplies that we've got. We have paint, and I picked red and green, famous holiday colors. I also happen to have some, black and white, just in case. It's always fun to have those colors too. So those are just really easy colors. I have some paper towel because it's going to get messy. And I have some paper plates because we're going to print with cookie cutters. So I have a whole bowl of cookie cutters here to choose from to make the prints on the paper. And so when we print, you put the paint in a big glob in the middle and then stick your cookie cutter in. So I have some paper plates. I have a bunch of those. I have a Sharpie marker, and I have a paper towel tube too, because I thought, that makes a circle. What can I do with that? And I also have a Taco Bell cup because that makes a circle. So I can have kinds of different circles in different colors. You never know what you're going to want to do once you get started with this and start thinking of cool things to do. So what we're going to print on is brown paper bags. I love to think of ways to use up all the brown paper bags that seem to come to my house whenever I go to the grocery store. So let's get started. And of course, if you're going to use a brown paper bag, you can use any paper too. You can even use newspaper. That looks kind of cool sometimes. Just a big sheet of newspaper. Anyway, but we are going to use brown paper bags today. And the first thing you have to do is cut it apart so it's flat. So that is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to take my scissors and cut down the seam. And this is the way I always do it, cutting off the bottom of the grocery bag. So now I cut down the big long seam, and now I'm cutting across the bottom seam all the way around the brown paper bag. Now, newspapers always have a printed side that tell you what store you got it from, and then the inside is blank and plain, and that's the side we're going to print our cookie cutters on. So there, I did it. Cut off the bottom. And now I have this big honking piece of paper that I can wrap a gift in. All right, so I'm going to put that down on my page. And I'm going to get my paint, my marker. Throw out my marker. There we go. So there's my page to work on. And let's get out the paint. All right, so here is paper plate, and my paint squirts, so we're going to squirt a big blob of green on my paper. Set that aside out of the way, and a big glob of red on my paper over here. And if you do a whole bunch, you probably should have put these on two separate plates, but we'll see. These will be great for small ones. Okay, so what shape do you like? For holidays, sometimes it's really good to use like a star or a bell. And I have a small star. But let me talk about the cookie cutters for just a second. You might have a cookie cutter that looks like this, or you might have some plastic cookie cutters that look like this. See how there's a plastic ridge all the way around? Or let's see, what else do I have? Or you might have, maybe this one is supposed to be an angel. You might have a metal one that looks like this. So when we print, we want kind of the widest surface. When you cut cookies, there's a sharp edge, a cookie cutting edge, and that is a little skinny for printing. But the other side is a little fatter because that's where you hold on to your hand, and it gives the cookie cutter a little bit more structure so you can't squeeze it and wreck it. So you don't want to put the paint on the cookie cutting edge. You want to put the paint on the hand holding edge. okay? Especially with these metal ones, and especially with the plastic ones, because if you see there, there's the cookie cutting edge, but the hand holding edge is fatter. Can you see that? But you want to use the fatter one for printing because you get more paint on your paper. Now this one, you don't have a choice. You have to use the cookie cutting edge. Well, I guess you could, but it wouldn't look as good. We'll see it. We'll try it. So there's the cookie cutting edge, and there's the hand holding edge. We could try the hand holding edge. We might. We'll see what happens. Okay, so cookie cutters, yay. And I am going to start with a star. And I'm going to spread out my paint a little bit. See how I have it in my plate. I'm going to spread out some green so I have a bunch to dip my star in. Okay, so now for a couple of minutes, I'm going to turn my camera onto the table so you can see what happens when we do this. And if you're working at home, you'll be able to actually see how cool it looks too. All right, there we are. So get my camera adjusted a little bit better onto my paper. Hey. I'll move some things because I want to see what I'm doing. There we go. There's my star. And there's my paint. And I'm going to put that right over here. There we go. There's the star. There's the paint. Okay, so here we go. A little star. And I'm going to dip it into the paint, just like that. I'm going to get a bunch of paint on it. And I dipped it in a couple of times because I want a bunch of paint. Okay, so now the edge of my paint looks like, edge of my star looks like that. See? All right, so now I'm just going to take and print it anywhere I want on my paper. There, I got a star. Oh, cool. How cool is that? So I'm going to do another green one. Now to change colors, you're going to have to wipe it off. But I don't think I'll change colors right now. I'm going to do another star. Where did I do it? Whoa, I did another star over here. There it is. And I'm going to do another star right here. And I'm just printing stars all over my paper. Very cool. One right here. Wow. All right, that's looking good. Okay, so I'm going to do some stars over here now. Oops. This one is just going to be the star paper, right? Okay, and I'm getting them all over my paper wherever I want one. It's looking kind of cool, don't you think? And there we go. All over. Print your whole page. Now, I think it needs something else just besides green. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find another shape in my cookie cutter box. I happen to have another tiny star. And there's the cookie cutting edge. There's the hand holding edge. We're going to put some paint. This time, we're going to use red onto this piece of paper as well. So I'm spreading out my red paint. See that? I'm spreading out my red paint. And I am going to use my little star and stick it in my red paint. Print, print, print. Ooh, I just got it on my hands. There we go. So now I have some I have some red paint on my star. And I'm going to put the little star prints here and there. One. Ooh, that smushed. I think I got too much paint on my star that time. But still, it adds a little bit of red, red, red. I like that. And one right here. Ooh, that one didn't smush. That one turned out better. Can you see it? There we go. Oh, that one's better. I had too much paint on the first one. Okay, so then now I'm adding red stars in between my green stars. Check that out. Now, doesn't that look great? Very holiday. Red, red, red. Oh, you know what? What's really cool is I could probably put a red one right inside my green one. Wait, let's find one that you can see. Here we go. Red one right inside my green one. What would that look like? Ooh, that's awesome. All right, so I'm going to do a couple of those, and then let's make a different kind. All right, so I'm going to get a piece of paper towel down so I don't make too much of a mess. And I'm going to put my stars on it and try a different piece of paper. Well, that looks really cool. Hope you can see that. Woo, stars. All right, so I'm going to set that one aside and let it dry. And next, how about this guy? A gingerbread man. That's a really good holiday theme. So I got another piece of paper that I already cut before. And I am going to do gingerbread men. So green, let's see. I think I'll do, how did I do that? I got some red paint on it already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my gingerbread, spread out my green paint a little bit more, and stick my gingerbread man in there. Get them all printed up. Okay. And I got to check just to make sure that he's got green paint on every single surface, because this is a big cookie. And he doesn't, so you know what I'm doing? I'm going to fill in where I didn't get any green paint on the hand-holding edge, because this is a big cookie cutter and it didn't take all the paint. Ta-da! So now he's really green. Okay, so let's do some cookie guys. There's one. Uh-oh, I moved it. Oh, he turned out pretty good. Woohoo! Okay, so I have a cookie guy, and I have, maybe this is Mrs. Santa Claus, I don't know. But this one's different. So I'm going to put some red paint on this one. Whoa! Okay. So you can do all kinds of shapes. And I am sitting there putting a little bit of red paint where it didn't get on it, and turning it upside down, and we're already printing one here. That didn't print very good. Okay, so I'm going to hold it down. Oh, much better. There we go. So I have red and green cookie people shapes. And here's another one. So I'm going to do another red one. This one's different. I have a lot of cookie cutters, and you probably have some different cookie cutters at home. You may have some animals. And that would look really good on wrapping paper. Okay, cookie, cookie, cookie. So here we go. I think I filled it in all right. Looks good. So right over here. Whoops, you can't see it. There it is. A red cookie person. There we go. I should do another green one, right? Oh, of course. So that's what I'm going to do. This guy's got another, needs a little bit more green paint on him. There we go. And turn it over. Oops. Where should I put him? Right there. And you can turn them different ways. Or you could just line them up. There we go. And you're going to have gingerbread men and ladies on this piece of paper. Okay, so I'm going to set that one aside, and you can try all kinds of different shapes. Oops, there we go. All kinds of different shapes and all different kinds of cookie cutters. So let's see, I did a metal cookie cutter, and I think I've got one more piece here. And let's try something really fun. This is where I'm going to show you how to use your marker. I'm going to do a string of Christmas lights. So if you have a marker like this, what I want you to do is just draw a whole bunch of squiggly lines. Here we go. See how I'm drawing some squiggly lines? Just like that. Now what's that going to be? Oops. Okay. Squiggly line there. And maybe I need one here. Squiggly line. Well, what can we turn that into? Well, I have a brush with red paint on it, and I have a brush with green paint on it. So I'm going to put lights on this string. Watch this. Okay, here we go. Red light. See how I just took the edge of my brush and pressed it down? And red light. All along the string. Red light. And let's see, more red lights. Red light. It's a string of Christmas lights. There we go. Red light. Red light. And I'm leaving some space. I bet you can guess why I'm leaving some space, oops, in between them. Okay, here's some more where I need to put some of those red lights. Doo-doo-doo. There's one. There's one. And up over here is one. And then, let's see, there we go. There's a string that I didn't do anything to. So, and you can use different colors too. If you have different colors paint, just besides red and green, you can use those. So here is my green now. I'm gonna do green lights. So I have a string of red and green. Oops, that one didn't turn out so good. There we go. Red and green lights all over the place. So how about that? There we go. Oh. So now I have some Christmas light wrapping paper just from a squiggly line and some brush marks. Check it out. And that'll dry and that'll look really good to wrap a present in. Okay, so I'll put that one down here. And I'm going to get out another piece that I have. And I want to show you how to do some reindeer. And again, all you need is your brush and a marking pen, and you can make reindeer. Okay, so there's my brush. I dipped it in some green paint, and I'm going to make a print with my brush. These are little reindeer. There is a reindeer head. So I'm going to do a reindeer head there, a reindeer head there, and a reindeer head there. But doesn't look, the shape is okay, but guess what it doesn't have? It doesn't have antlers. So, oh, rats. I just got red paint all over my shirt. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw with my marker some antlers. And that's easy to do because all you have to do is go and up like this, whoops, on the other side. And of course, antlers have branches, right? Just like tree branches. So you just put a bunch of those on. And you have, oops, reindeer. Reindeer. And if you want, you can even take the edge of your little brush, just the edge of it, a little red paint, and do little dabs right on the edge of each end of the reindeer to make it look kind of cute. There. So, oh yeah, and if you want to, when it dries, this is easier to do. So when your reindeer head dries and you want to put on some eyes, you can just do a little dab right in the middle for some eyes. And he's too wet. I can't do eyes right now. But you could take a Q-tip and do a little bit of red paint and give him some eyes. Or, of course, if it's Rudolph, you know you got to do a little nose here at the end. There. So I'm going to do real easy. Another antler over here. Another antler over here. And my branches. My branches. And my branches. And my branches. My branchy antlers. And another one right here. He's going to have littler antlers because I didn't leave space. That's going to look really cool to wrap someone's present in. There we go. And you can wait till they dry and then put faces on them. There's a nose. And there's a nose. And there we go. Okay. So I have one more thing to show you as far as what you might be able to do. And I'm going to turn my paper around because I'm out of paper at the moment. And I'm going to change my colors to black and white. So penguins, we're going to do penguins. Penguins in snow. So penguins are black, right? So I'm going to put some black paint on my paper plate, and I am going to wipe off my brush because I want it to be black instead of green. Okay, so I'm going to get my brush all black instead of green. All right, so that's pretty good. I got all the wet green paint off because I'm going to do black. So now I got black all over my brush. And again, all I have to do is take and do a print and a print on top of itself. Do you see how I did that? I'll do it again. So I did a print this way, and then I turned it upside down and I did a print this way. So it looks like more like an egg shape. All right, I'm going to do one more. I'll print this way and turn it and a print that way. Do those look like penguins? Maybe not yet. Okay, but they will. They will. So now I'm changing colors again to white because penguins have that white belly. So where's my white paint? Get that out. Put it on my plate. And there we go. White, white, white. Okay, so there's my brush with white paint on it. I'm going to give them a white belly. And there we go. Clean it off a little bit because I still have black. Now, if you have a lot of brushes, you can just change brushes instead of kind of wiping off. But there you go. There's white belly. And his white belly. There we go. Penguins, 3 penguins. Now, they need some eyes and things like that. So if you have a smaller brush or I'm going to use the end of my brush. I'm going to use both ends of my brush. I'm going to dip this end in the white paint, and I'm going to give my penguin some eyes. There we go. There. He's going to need some feet too, I think. There we go. Eyes. Check it out. He's got to have feet. He's got to have feet. I think if you have yellow paint, you could do yellow feet. But I don't. So I think I'll do some more black feet. And just put the edge of my brush in there and go like this to the side. Boing. 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 Penguin. Penguin, and you don't even need any cookie cutters for this, and you got penguins. Cool. All right. So penguins live where it's very, very snowy. So another thing that I'm going to try to do is put some snowflakes in the air. So I got some white paint here. Whoops, can't see that very well on my paper plate because the paper plate's white too. But I got a whole ton of white paint on my brush. And so I'm going to tap it. I could do this over the top of my reindeer too. So I'm going to tap it to see if I can get some snow spatters. Uh-oh. Does that look like it's snowing on my penguins? A little bit. So I'm going to try that on my reindeer too. And that is the last. There you go. So there we go. I got some snow on my brush. And I'm going to tap it. And I got snow on my reindeer. There we go. And you can do that over the top of your cookie cutter ones too. I'm going to put this down and get out a cookie cutter one and put some snow on that. And then you can just have some fun today and do whatever you like now that you know a few different things about how to do it. So here's my snow. There we go. Snow and stars. Great wrapping paper for the holidays. All right, so back we go to the regular camera to say goodbye. Hi there. Okay, so I think my favorite was the reindeer. What do you think? Or the penguins. Those are cool. So I hope you had some fun today at Kids Craft Lab. We hope you try this out. And join us again next time when we do some other cool, fun projects. Bye now. I saw something I had never, ever seen before. And here's where you get to make a choice. Was it a giant Tyrannosaurus Rex? And I'm just gonna stick some pine cones in my box, and then the fun starts. I just start rolling them around. The air rushing out of the balloon is gonna push that balloon up. So let's see what happens. All right, 1, 2, 3. Oh, wow. So that's how rockets kind of work. We are going to build 2 different kinds of rockets today.